Hey Tim, long time no see. I might look a little different than the last time I made a video with me in it, actually me in it. Um, it's been a while, I know that. I went down to Mexico on February 28th and I got the lap band. And I have lost 40 pounds so far. Very cool. And I went down one time so far for a fill, but I gotta get a passport now to get the next one. So that's good news. Okay, back to what I wanted to talk about. Great video. I'm glad you brought the topic up. This whole thing where I take it personally, kind of. I mean, I'm really it offends me too, because actually I found out that my grandma on my mom's side, her family actually fought in the Revolutionary War in our country before it was even a country. They were actually some of the first. They went from Scotland to Ireland, and then they came here like before 1770. Um, they were some of the first landholders in South Carolina, actually, down by you. Um, and there's actually a book I found out through Ancestry.com that there's a book called The Pedans of America, because their last name was Peden, P-E-D-E-N. And some of them were in a regiment called the Spartan Regiment, which just so happened to be formed on September 11th. Isn't that freaky? 1775. In one of the books, the Peden book was written in 1900, and it's about to be updated, and I'm going to be in it. Yay! But they wrote that John Peden, patriot, gave the Revolutionary Army himself and 7 sons. 3 sons-in-law, grandsons, 22 in all. Could you imagine 22 people from one family? That's crazy. And then it's, somewhere else it says, there came into the camp among the first recruits a company from over the Carolina mountains of Scotch-Irish settlers along the Tiger and Inori rivers. Among them an old man with long locks white as snow and eyes that flashed like the eagle's. He was tall and somewhat bent as one who had stooped much. He was driving the company's wagon, and with his 7 sons were enlisted, as well as some sons-in-law and not a few grandsons. These men fought through the war to its rank and file, but braver soldiers never were in any army. Aww. So yeah, I mean, here these people fought for the right to be able to choose your own religion, and you're basically spitting in the face of the people that actually died for this country. When you do the crap that they're doing now. I don't want anybody that's like that holding a gun, let alone representing our country, whether it be on the armed forces or in our government. you know yeah, I mean, what do we they need to know why we're even there, first of all. I mean, I think that's like the basis of it. Why are we over there to begin with? Because Bush lied and said that there were weapons of mass destruction, and you know and they need to know that he was willing to kill his own people to achieve that end. The end of being able to go over there. It's not the first false flag operation that our country has been involved in. Do the history research. It's like nobody wants to admit it, but there's actually a video. Where did it go? Okay. I'm sure you've heard the quote, "Let us never tolerate outrageous conspiracy theories concerning the attacks of September the 11th." That's Bush. Whatever. And then J. Edgar Hoover said, "The individual is handicapped by coming face to face with a conspiracy so monstrous that he cannot believe it exists." Exactly. Couldn't have said it better myself. I mean, people aren't going to look if they don't want to see the truth. And I really wish that Obama didn't have this economy crap to deal with, because it needs to come out. I firmly believe that the only reason why we know what we know right now is because one of the people that were in one of the planes that were told to stand down and let things happen, they decided that they were going to take out the plane, the one that crashed. I forget where it crashed, but that one. They felt they had to shoot it down. so it wouldn't hit Building 7, which is where I think it was bound to. You know, it was supposed to hit there, and that's why I think they blew it up. And God bless people like Barry Jennings, who unfortunately was there when Building 7, all the Building 7 stuff happened. Oh, I think I just pulled on my camera. When all the Building 7 stuff happened, and he talked about it, and, you know, God bless him for having the strength to do that, and it's unfortunate that he was all of a sudden dead 3 days before the final report on Building 7 was going to come out, and nobody knows how he died. They didn't even really talk about it. Somebody hired a private investigator to look into it, and the private investigator, after 1 day of research, told him, don't talk to me about this anymore. I handed it over to the police. I can't help you. Why would that happen? You know, I used to think that the conspiracy people were nuts, you know, until I heard about thermite, and then the pieces kind of fell together. I mean, if thermite was used, there would be certain chemicals and whatever in the, you know, in the dust, you know, and there was, in 2 different samples had the same thing, the same signature, you know. And, you know, people think, oh, well, if it was explosives, they would be wires all over the place. They wouldn't have, you know, there's something called nanothermite that our government or military or whatever has a patent for. And it was before 9/11. You know, it's not somebody, it's a spray on, it's basically like a spray on coating. You could coat something, maybe like fireproofing, you know, you could coat something with it and it's still an explosive. You know, that's not something that somebody in a cave in Afghanistan or Saddam Hussein, you know, came up with. We have the patent. You know, get a grip, people. You know, I never wanted to believe that, you know, that kind of thing could happen, but there's, I don't know if you've ever heard the scanner audio from 9/11. Don't listen to the cop one. I think has been censored because there's parts of it where it, like, overlaps, where, you know, when on the scanner, it's like one person talks, the other person talks. Well, on the police one, in the part that you want to hear, you know, with the good information, all of a sudden a voice comes over and they're overlapping. That's not possible on the scanner. But the fire department one, I want you to hear a part of the fire department one. You know, I always thought that people that, you know, must have been making stuff up when they were talking about the second plane that hit the second tower. I always thought that it was like, maybe they just didn't see it right when they said that it wasn't an airliner, you know. And that is until I heard this. And this, okay, wait, hold on, where'd it go? Okay, I'll play it right. This is from the fire department.
Burnback, a Fox employee, is on the phone with us.
Not
Mark witnessed this from what we understand. Mark, were you close enough to be able to see any markings on the airplane?
It definitely did not look like a commercial plane. I didn't see any windows on the side.
Marine 6 coming in. Marine 6, that plane was a large bomber-style green aircraft into the second tower.
That plane was a large bomber-style green aircraft into the second tower. Be advised. That scares the shit out of me. You know? People need to know what the hell happened, you know? It's, you know, wake up, people. You know? I guess that's it. I thought there was one more thing I wanted to mention, but I guess not. Okay. I guess not. I'll talk to you later.